Hi, welcome to Parts of Montessori, a series where I talk about my past, present, and future experiences in Montessori. I'm Bethany, a former Montessori student and now a Montessori teacher. Parts of Montessori is part of my online business, Parts of the Language LLC, where I sell digital and printable products and services for Spanish language learning and digital and printable products for Montessori environments. This week's episode is going to be talking about my work plan journey and how I have created different work plans through the years and which ones I have enjoyed the best. I do have a blog post that actually shows them, what they look like, if you would like to see what they look like, and also you can get my favorite one in the free resource hub that I have made for you all. So, before we get to that, what I am currently doing in my classroom. In the first episode, I talked about the knowledge fair, and that is going so well. So I said that we're doing a knowledge fair instead of a science fair. So the students picked any topic they wanted to research. So the students have researched and they've written down their facts and they put them, then they typed up the facts into, we used Canva, and they printed those out, drew the pictures, and then I laminated them. We cut the papers in half, the 8.5 way, and so there's 2 pages, and back to back we laminated them and then bookbinded them, and they turned out amazing. The knowledge fair isn't until March, but what I'm going to have the students do is practice presenting what they have researched so they can remember the facts better and just how to speak to the families that will come see their projects. And the students are super proud of their work that they put into it. And I can see the difference between the science fair last year. It was just, I don't know if they understood the big it's just a big clunky board, but they understand books. So it's like, wow, I made a book full of knowledge because they know they get knowledge from books. And it was just a little more personal, I could see, with the kids, like making a book rather than like a clunky science fair board. And they got to pick whichever topic they wanted, whether that be a history topic or, a science topic or anything they wanted to pick. So it turned out way better than I even expected, and I am excited to see how the actual knowledge fair goes. Today we're going to talk about work plans. Through the years, I have created many, many work plans. It's just, how do I get it to be the best for the students to be most successful in finishing their work and, learning all the information that they need to learn. So my first year, I co-taught with my dad. So we used his work plan that he has used before, and what we did was, it is just a 6x4 grid of, at the top it says Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then language, math, and cultural. And so we would write in what the presentations they would get on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday usually wasn't any presentations but catch-up work. It wasn't too customizable. That's why I didn't like this one, and it was already filled in for them. So I felt as though even though we give the presentation and we tell them what to do, they still get to pick different things. But with this, it's like they couldn't pick much, and they still had to do their editing and a math card at the beginning. But as you'll see, as we progress, the different work plans become more customizable and more Montessori as we go. So then the next one, this is what I ended up creating for when I was in my training. The consultant told me that it could be more customizable, so I said, okay, let me try this one. And this one, I'm going to have the blog post link to where you can see the different, what the work plans looked like, or of course they're in my resource hub. You can sign up for the free resource hub, and you can download my favorite one and use it in your class if you would like. It's so customizable, so if you don't do the daily works that I put on there, you can put in your own daily works. So this one had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday across it, but it was separated by just lines and not like a grid box. And then I wanted them to finish 2 maths, 2 language, and 1 cultural in in a day. And then they also list at the bottom like the different like writing, word study, symbolizing different things like journal, different things like that they would pick to put in and fill in the boxes. And this one's more of a grown-up one, so it might work better for like the upper elementary, but it was just interesting to try and see. And the kids did use it and they did adjust to it because it was like 1/4 the way into the year already, and they did okay with it. We kept some of the students the same, and then we let other students use this one, so it was kind of a mix. And they did understand it and use it. It wasn't the best one. Then I kept the same idea kind of, but I gave them it. So now it has just Monday, and then for this next one I had created, it has daily work to finish for each day, and then 2 blank lines for them to pick a math, a language, or a cultural work. And so the daily works I have them do are math card, editing, math facts, journal, and then now I have them do an online reading, a typing, and then the Rashika reading drawers. And this one is different, and you could, again, it might be easier to see at the blog post about the different, what they look like. But these just had 2 lines for them to pick 2 works and then do their daily work, which this worked well because it was during the time where we had some students at home and some students in the class. So it did work out well, and I did like these. It's just not my favorite one so far. So then one year, if you listen to the last episode, I did teach early childhood, and for the kindergartners, I made them a work plan for them to just check off, and then I added 2 lines if they wanted to write their 2 other works they did. No one ever did, but they all knew they had to complete words, which was writing 12 pink, blue, or green series words, depending where they were at, then finish 9 math facts, and then they had to read with me. So then once they checked those off, they got to do the next 2 lines, which were just left blank, and the kids just didn't really write down, but they just picked like a cultural work or a math work to complete in the afternoon. But that worked well for them because then they could physically see, like, this is what I need to get done in kindergarten. Then the next year I was in lower elementary again, and so instead of breaking it down by the days, I broke down the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for just daily work, and kind of put it in a grid where they just had to put check boxes. And then I had open 4 maths, 4 culturals, 4 languages, and they would write in what they did under math, language, and cultural. And if they did at least Monday to Thursday have finished a math, language, and cultural, which is what I encourage, then they would have had like a complete work plan. I also had a symbolizing card, a word card, separate, and then whatever reading work they were working on, and a project if they wanted to. But I used this one for a whole year, and it honestly worked pretty well. But the last one I came up with is just so clear for the kids that it is my favorite I have ever used. So it's basically the same concept, except it's elongated. The check for the daily works is still Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But then for math, language, and cultural, it's the same thing where it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and they pick one each day, but they fill in what they did. So instead of it just being a list like before, like if they wrote math number 1 on the previous one I used last year, we wouldn't know what day they completed it. But when you look at this one, the kids clearly see what they still have left to do. And if they have a missing box, they say, oh, I need to do that. Or it could be a reflection thing. Oof, you know what? I didn't do a language work for 3 days in a row. I need to do a language work. And sometimes that happens. So it's a good way for not only them to reflect, but this is my favorite work plan. And the only thing I would ever change is like adding more or less daily work for like first, second, or third graders. And it's just so good. And how we keep track of presentations for this is now I have my maps which I have created for math and language, and for cultural, we still write a list. But before I created my maps based off my scope and sequence, I just had lists of what presentations they got, and that worked perfectly. It was just, I like the maps because then again, you can't see the maps on here, but I'm going to post about them soon. The maps are just circles, and they say, oh, I finished this math work, let me go to the next one. So because I have kids coming, well, what math should I do? Well, you can pick a math or try to complete your map and go to the next thing that's on your map. And it's just an amazing work plan. If you have any questions about any of the work plans, feel free to email me. It's Bethany@partsofthelanguage.com, or you could comment on this video. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Again, click the link to the blog post so you can see the actual different, what they looked like. And then if you join the free resource hub, you click extra resources and work plans, and then you could download and customize that as well. I would also like to hear how you do your work plans, so comment down below and we will see. Of course, this episode is sponsored by my own business, Parts of the Language, LLC. Please sign up for my free Montessori hub of resources that you can use in your Montessori environments. There are over 15 plus items, including 453 printable math equation cards, 36 weeks for first and second level editing sentences, and so much more. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.